Um, so I don't watch a lot of Vlad TV and hip hop stuff. I used to watch like Al Prophet and stuff when I was like driving tanker and stuff. I feel like Vlad does a lot of stuff that's kind of designed to just draw attention. I mean, some of it's interesting, but it's not actually black positive stuff. There's people out there that say that Vlad is an agent. He's an informant for the feds. That he's putting out information to help out the feds and get rappers in trouble. I don't know. I don't really care about that. But I don't really watch that type of stuff until he does topics I care about. Like he had Chris Hansen on there at one point. That was an interesting interview. Um, they had what's the other guy I'm thinking about? I think John Sally on there recently, and TK Kirkland. He's funny. I don't really care for him personally. I think he's kind of, kind of ignorant. But John Sally was talking about Lil Nas X kissing a man at the BET Awards, and how he thought it was beautiful, thought it was great, that it was, moving forward in society. And people in the comment section were just losing their shit. And I think at some point, I don't remember if Vlad said something. I have gay employees. People they were like saying like, oh, they thought he said I am gay employees. And then one of them was saying something like, I don't want gay stuff on TV. It's gonna make my kids gay in that sense. And I want to talk about this for a second. This is important. I've heard a lot of content like this, a lot of ignorant shit like this, and it's important and it should be pointed out. Nobody is made gay. Nobody's made gay any more than anybody's made to date white women. That's bullshit. There's people that have been molested. There's folks that have been raped. And, there's been women, I know this, who have been raped, who then say, I don't want to mess with any men. That's not gay. Just because a woman says, I don't want to mess with any men, that's not gay. That's just, I'm hurt and I'm suspicious. I don't blame them for that. But that's not gay. And I thought about an interview Boosie did a while back. Vlad's had a bunch of rappers on there that are like, if my kids turn out gay, I'm going to kill them. And it's shocking to me that Vlad would even put out that type of content knowing that that's not right. That's not moral. That's not just. That's sickness. That you would, in 2021, talk about killing your kids or putting your kids out for their sexual orientation. It's sick, man. It's not funny. It's sickness. Even if my kids were mentally ill, even if my kids were like schizophrenic or bipolar or something, I wouldn't put them out. I get them help. So why would that change because they bring a man home or they bring a boy home and say, I like boys, or I like girls? Why would that change? That's sickness. And I people were on there talking about how you're influencing kids at a young age, and when they see that, they're going to try to mimic it. Okay, first of all, mimicking stuff doesn't make you gay. I mimicked the Power Rangers when I was a kid. I'm not a Power Ranger. I mean, I used to watch a lot of shows when I was a kid. I'm not those things. That's what kids do. They're going through that phase. I'm talking about the young, that phase. I think honestly, doing that stuff they're talking about doing, where you're like, I don't want my kids exposed to the gay stuff. I think what really happens is, people know this. Who's the first one to give it up when they go to college and stuff? Preacher's daughter. If you hold them away from things they might like or they might be, and then they're exposed to it when they get older, they're going to jump into it with both feet. And you haven't gotten them ready and educated them the way a parent should do with a child. Getting them ready, educating them about making smart decisions, having safe sex, being with people that respect them and care for them, and the importance of cultivating relationships with people that are good for them. That's what matters. Not what's between somebody's legs or what pronoun they use. It's about It's about their love. It's about their joy. It's about their peace. And those parents, to me, are setting their kids up for failure. For failure, because you get out here and you get in relationships with people. Like I said, they're not good for you. They're not good for you in any way, shape, or form. I want to go a little bit further in with the black community and what that really means when you're making jokes about Vlad for saying that. Because all Vlad is doing is giving a different perspective. That's all this is. Vlad's not doing anything for gay people, black people. He's just saying, look, this is another perspective. I'm gonna let you see. I'm gonna bring people on here who maybe don't like gays, but also are like, yeah, I'm okay with Lil Nas X kissing a man. Boy already came out. Boy's been in dresses and stuff. We knew what the boy was. Why is it a big deal now? I think that I want to say it's the right way. Hold on. There's an interview he did with Boosie a while back. And Boosie said that he had his son, when his son was real young, play with a woman. I thought that was wrong. The boy was like 13 or something. And he came out and admitted it once the boy was legal, once the boy was of adult age. So he couldn't press charges. He didn't identify the girl, nothing like that. He just was like, yeah, I did that. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's pedophilia. But check this out. This is black people. This is how black people think right here. You don't like the idea of two men kissing in front of your child. That's wrong. You don't like the idea of this hip-hop artist that's famous, that's doing well, kissing somebody in front of your children. But you let a woman come and suck your son's dick. You're a hypocrite, sir. You're a fucking hypocrite. And you're no better than anybody else. You're a fucking hypocrite. And you're hiding behind religion. And you're hiding behind all sorts of bullshit. But when they come down to it, it's homophobia, man. That's all it is. And this is just the next era of we can't do anything about it. It's like racism. We can't do anything about it, but we can be like, well, I wish those gays didn't vote. I wish those gays weren't out here. I don't like to see gay people kissing. That's all this is. This is just the next step of it, of can't do anything about it. Because they're famous. They're out here. They're openly doing these things. I don't watch American entertainment. I don't follow this culture. I feel like American social stuff is like 100 years behind the times. And every day almost I get another lesson that, hey, don't follow America. Don't follow this culture. They're 100 years behind and people want it to be that way. But seeing this, it really touched me. If you're a Christian, if you're a believer, and you say to me, hey, I don't want my kids exposed to anything sexual. My kids are kids, and I want them to remain kids, and I want them to, grow up in the admonition of the Lord, reading the Bible, like I did, reading the Bible and Bible verses and church on the Sabbath and all that. If you said it to me, that's fine. I respect that. I think that's the way it should be. I don't think kids should be exposed to sex at all. But if you're telling me that your problem is with a man kissing another man on stage at his event during his moment, then I think you have a deeper problem that goes beyond your child's purity or whatever you want to call it. That goes well beyond it, and you're hiding behind this. You're hiding behind the issues, and that's what this is. I mean, I knew a guy I worked with. I'm not going to go into his name. I was doing mail runs and stuff. One of the last guys I ran with, I think it was right before the pandemic, and he was South Carolina, I believe, and he was like, I wish gay people wouldn't vote, and I wish this, I wouldn't that, and it just real nasty guy. And I understand what he's saying is that I want gay people to die, because if gay people aren't out here voting, I'm gonna tell you what this is, man. If you're gay and you're not out here voting, and you don't have a political base behind you, and you don't have hate crime laws, you're going to be the next victim when you get under Trump. Because we know with fascists, that fascists always need some sort of a black sheep. They need Jews. They need gypsies. They need Jehovah's Witnesses, whatever. They need somebody to be like, see, that's the bad guy. We need to get them. We need to put them in camps. Whether it was Rwanda, the Tutsis and Hutus, whether it was the Yugoslavia thing, the Balkan conflict, they always need a black sheep, someone to go persecute, someone to hate on. And I know, and I realize with Trump that we're about to get into that era now. We're getting in that's really the importance of 1819 and critical race theory, is getting these kids and educating them about history before conservatives are able to just we get another generation of this great forgetting of, well, there was no Black Wall Street, and well, slavery wasn't that bad. The importance is getting these kids and not in a way that you're white, you're bad, but educate them to understand that America has some really fucked up stuff in its history, and we should strive to do better and to remember the past, but to strive to have a better future. I think that when you don't have that awareness of these events, when you don't have that political consciousness, bad things happen. And that shit talking about how making fun of Vlad for bringing on somebody who that guy's not even gay himself. All the guy did was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, man, I think Lil Nas X kissing somebody was cool. Just that's how you know how homophobic the black community is. That just the fact that Vlad would even bring that guy on there, black folks lost this shit. You didn't have no problem with Freeway Ricky Ross. You didn't have no problem when he talked with all them death row gangsters and niggas. You didn't have no problem with all this gangster hood nigga shit. You ain't got no problem with that. But the minute somebody says, what's the big deal, man? The dude's gay, kissed somebody, whatever. The minute that happened, you lost your shit. Read the comments on them. Read the comments. That was shocking. That shock. I mean, that's a different level of ugliness. And then the Vlad's trying to push the gay agenda. What? It's like a 10-minute conversation snippet. Like, really? I just this is why I don't get into race politics. That's why I'm making this video. I don't get into race politics. I hate out at blacks like I hate out at everybody else. I am not trying to just sit up here and put an agenda out that black people are purist driven snow, because we're not. We have a lot of problems. There's a huge mental health crisis in the black community. There's a big homophobic problem in the black community. You've got plenty of black folks that agree with Trump on many of his issues. When you really get down to it, when you really look at the statistics and you talk to black folks, they really agree with that shit deep down. The migrant stuff and cutting all government restrictions, so they have there's a lot of black folks that really deep down support it. It's just that Trump took it a different direction when he was talking about Proud Boys, hey, stand back. See, black folks couldn't stand with that. And all the other things Trump said, black folks, hey, we ain't down with this. But when he first started out, a lot of those things, when you really dig down, black community ain't really against that. They ain't really against all that stuff. And that's why I say it's a class struggle. It's not a race struggle. It has to be class. And we have to remember, because what can happen is you get another Trump who actually is intellectual, maybe, that actually knows how to structure sentences and isn't a damn fool and isn't a blatant racist. And you have him during an era where things kind of calm down a little bit, maybe, where you don't have COVID, you don't have wildfires and all that. And he can get black folks behind him like that. That's the reality of the black community. Thanks for listening.